Let's be honest, constipation after 60 isn't just uncomfortable. It's downright frustrating. You eat well, you try to stay active, and yet, the bathroom just doesn't seem to cooperate like it used to. If you found yourself spending more time waiting than going, you're definitely not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck with it. In today's video, we're diving into 5 everyday foods. Yes, foods you can find at any grocery store that are proven to relieve constipation fast, especially for older adults. These are doctor-backed, gentle on aging digestion, and best of all, they actually taste good. No harsh laxatives, no awkward remedies. Just simple, powerful food-based fixes. Whether you're dealing with sluggish bowels, irregularity, or just want to feel lighter and more comfortable each day, you're in the right place. So grab a notepad or just a warm cup of tea, and let's walk through these 5 natural solutions together. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss another tip on how to live stronger, healthier, and more confidently in your golden years. Now, ready to get things moving? Let's begin. 1. Prunes, nature's gentle laxative. There are some things in life that never go out of style, like handwritten letters, the smell of fresh bread, and yes, prunes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Prunes? Those wrinkled little things our grandparents used to eat. For many of us, prunes carry the weight of an old stereotype, something reserved for people much older than we felt at the time. But now at 60, 70, or even 80, we've come to understand something important. What once seemed old-fashioned may have been wise all along. Prunes are not just some relic from a forgotten pantry. They are, quite literally, nature's gentle laxative. And unlike harsh chemical remedies that can throw your system off balance, prunes work with your body. The reason? They're rich in sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol that pulls water into the colon, helping to soften stool and promote more regular, comfortable movements. This isn't a folk remedy, it's science. Several studies have shown that prunes are more effective than fiber supplements in easing constipation in older adults, and they do it gently, without cramping or urgency. What's remarkable is how fast the difference can be felt. I remember a neighbor of mine, Lorraine, who had been quietly struggling with constipation for years. She tried fiber powders, teas, even cut back on foods she loved. Nothing truly worked. Then, almost reluctantly, she began eating 5 prunes a day. Within a week, she was amazed, not just by the relief, but by the fact that her body felt lighter, less bloated, and more at ease. It's worth noting that prunes do more than just help you go. They're also packed with fiber, potassium, and antioxidants that support heart health, bone strength, and inflammation control. And they taste far better than most people remember, especially when paired with warm water in the morning or blended into oatmeal or a smoothie. The warmth helps activate digestion, and the fiber offers a longer-lasting effect than over-the-counter pills ever could. If you're worried about sugar or calories, consider this. 5 prunes contain about 100 calories and no added sugars. They're naturally sweet, deeply satisfying, and a far better option than processed snacks or desserts that actually worsen constipation and leave your body depleted. And for those with dental concerns, soaking them briefly in warm water softens them enough to be gentle on the teeth and easy on the stomach. So yes, they may have an old-fashioned reputation, but in a world obsessed with quick fixes and gimmicks, prunes are a gentle reminder that sometimes the simplest solution is also the most effective. They're not just for old folks, they're for smart folks who want to stay regular without relying on pills, powders, or pricey supplements. Reframing the way we look at prunes isn't about clinging to the past. It's about reclaiming the wisdom of generations before us and choosing foods that respect the body rather than trick it. If you're dealing with constipation, 5 prunes a day might be the kindest change you can make for your gut and your peace of mind. But while prunes do a beautiful job of softening things up, there's another food that helps keep everything moving, consistently, smoothly, and without surprise. It's something familiar, warm, and deeply nourishing. Let's take a look at what a simple bowl of oats can do for your digestion next. Number 2. Oats, daily fiber that keeps you moving. There's something deeply comforting about a warm bowl of oats in the morning. It brings back memories of quieter times, slow mornings, gentle light through the kitchen window, maybe a touch of cinnamon and a splash of milk. But what many don't realize is that beyond the nostalgia, oats are one of the most powerful tools we have for keeping digestion smooth and regular after 60. As we get older, digestion doesn't work the way it used to. The muscles in the gut move a bit slower, hydration levels dip more easily, and the body becomes less efficient at moving waste along. That's where oats come in. Packed with both soluble and insoluble fiber, they help form stools that are soft, well-shaped, and easy to pass. The insoluble fiber acts like a broom, sweeping the intestines clean, while the soluble fiber, especially beta-glucan, turns into a gentle gel that keeps everything moving at a healthy pace. But oats do more than help with constipation. Beta-glucan has been shown in countless studies to lower cholesterol and support heart health. For those of us managing blood pressure, cholesterol levels, or even just family history of heart disease, oats are like a 2-for-1 deal. They keep your heart strong and your digestion steady. It's not every day you find a food that's both soothing and deeply therapeutic. Still, not all oats are created equal. I've seen many folks reach for the instant oatmeal packets, thinking they're doing themselves a favor. But those little sachets are often packed with sugar and stripped of the very fiber we need. They taste good, yes, but they can actually slow digestion and spike blood sugar, which isn't what we want when we're already dealing with constipation. On the other hand, steel-cut oats, rolled oats, or overnight oats offer the full benefit of natural fiber without the added sugar. And when you prepare them with care, maybe some chopped apples, a few walnuts, or even ground flaxseed, they become a deeply satisfying way to start the day. A friend of mine, Harold, shared that he had been struggling with constipation for months. He thought he was eating enough fiber. He had toast every morning and a salad here and there, but his digestion just wasn't improving. When his doctor suggested oats, Harold was skeptical, but he gave it a try. Half a cup of steel-cut oats each morning, with a bit of fruit and a glass of water. Within 2 weeks, he felt lighter, more comfortable, and far more regular than he had in years. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't instant, but it was real, and it reminded him of how powerful consistency is when it comes to caring for the body. That's the real secret with oats. It's not about eating a mountain of them in one sitting. It's about the gentle, daily rhythm of nourishing your gut, one bowl at a time. Even just half a cup can make a world of difference when you stick with it, especially when you combine it with warm liquids, movement, and a relaxed mindset at mealtime. So if you've been feeling sluggish, bloated, or just out of rhythm, think about what a simple morning habit could do. Oats aren't fancy, but they're dependable. And at this stage in life, that means everything. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. Now, as helpful as fiber is, it still needs one thing to do its job properly: hydration. And what if I told you that the next food on our list does both? It hydrates and supports digestion, all in one refreshing bite. Let's take a closer look at the surprising power of kiwi. 3. Kiwi, the surprising fruit that works like a laxative. Not long ago, I would have passed right by the kiwi section at the grocery store without giving it a second glance. They looked a bit odd, small, fuzzy, not exactly inviting. I didn't grow up with them, and for the longest time, I had no idea they could do more than just add color to a fruit salad. But sometimes, it's the quiet, unassuming things that surprise you most. If you've been struggling with constipation that just doesn't seem to budge, no matter how much water or fiber you add to your day, it may be time to look at kiwi, a simple fruit with remarkable digestive power. What makes kiwi so unique isn't just its fiber content. Though it does offer a healthy mix of both soluble and insoluble fiber, it's the presence of a natural enzyme called actinidin. Actinidin supports digestion by gently stimulating movement through the gut. Unlike stimulant laxatives that force the bowel to contract, which can cause cramping or urgency, kiwi works with your system, nudging it in the right direction without causing a scene. It's subtle, which for many of us over 60 is exactly what we need. No surprises, no rush to the bathroom, just the steady return of regularity. Scientific research has backed this up. In several studies, adults who ate just 2 kiwis a day for 4 weeks experienced more regular bowel movements, less bloating, and greater comfort overall. And many of these adults were seniors who had already tried other methods, from fiber powders to medications, without much success. The difference was real, and it happened naturally. Beyond digestion, kiwi offers more benefits. It's rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, potassium, and antioxidants, all nutrients that support aging bodies, from immune function to heart health. And here's the part many people miss. Kiwi is also naturally hydrating. The high water content in kiwi helps soften stool while encouraging smooth passage, something we desperately need as our bodies become more prone to dehydration with age. What many don't realize is that the skin of the kiwi is edible. It holds much of the fiber and nutrients, and while the fuzziness might be off-putting at first, you can slice it thin or blend it into a smoothie to get the benefits without noticing the texture. If you're not quite ready for the skin, eating it peeled still provides wonderful support for digestion. It's also worth mentioning how kiwi compares to other fruits that are commonly eaten for gut health. Bananas, for instance, are often thought of as a go-to for digestion, but if they're not fully ripe, they can actually slow things down. Apples can help, but they don't have the enzymatic action of kiwi. And while fruits like grapes or melons are hydrating, they lack the specific fiber blend that makes kiwi such a standout. One of the best ways to enjoy kiwi is to eat 2 ripe kiwis on an empty stomach, either in the morning or as a midday snack. You can slice them up with a little Greek yogurt or blend them into a smoothie with spinach and chia seeds for a gut-loving treat. It's easy, it's refreshing, and it gets results. Kiwi reminds us that nature often has answers we've overlooked. Sometimes we don't need to do more, we just need to choose differently. If you've been stuck in a cycle of irregularity or relying on supplements that upset your system, try adding kiwi to your daily routine. Give it a week, see what shifts. And now, as we continue our journey through gentle food-based solutions, we turn to something even smaller than a kiwi, but just as powerful. These tiny seeds have been used for centuries, but today they're making a major comeback in senior nutrition. Let's talk about the hydration and fiber magic of chia seeds. 4. Chia seeds, tiny powerhouses for gut health and hydration. Here's a fun fact you might not know. Chia seeds can absorb up to 12 times their weight in water. That's right, these tiny black and white seeds, once a staple of ancient Aztec diets, turn into a soft gel when soaked in liquid. And that gel can do wonders for your digestive system, especially if you're struggling with constipation. For older adults, staying regular often comes down to a few key things: fiber, hydration, and consistency. Chia seeds deliver all 3 in one tiny, nearly tasteless package. They're packed with soluble fiber, the kind that forms a gel in the gut, helping to soften stool and make it easier to pass. And because they retain so much moisture, they also help keep the colon hydrated, which is critical for smooth, comfortable elimination. After 60, our bodies don't hold on to water the way they used to. Our sense of thirst fades, and our colon becomes more prone to dryness. That's part of why constipation becomes more common with age. Chia seeds help address this at the root, bringing both bulk and moisture into the digestive tract. But they only work when paired with enough liquid. That's the key. If you eat dry chia seeds without enough water, they can actually do the opposite, leading to bloating or discomfort. The trick is to soak them first, allowing them to expand and form that soft, jelly-like texture. You can stir a tablespoon into a glass of water with a splash of lemon and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, or you can add soaked chia seeds to a smoothie, oatmeal, or even make chia pudding by mixing them with almond milk, cinnamon, and a little honey. It's simple, inexpensive, and easy to prepare in advance for the week. Beyond digestion, chia seeds offer omega-3 fatty acids, calcium, and magnesium, nutrients that many older adults don't get enough of. These support not only your gut, but your heart, bones, and nervous system, adding another layer of benefit to this already impressive little seed. One of my neighbors, June, began adding chia seeds to her breakfast after feeling sluggish and uncomfortable for weeks. She didn't change much, just a tablespoon in her yogurt each morning and a second one in a mid-afternoon smoothie. Within a few days, she noticed a real shift, not just in her regularity, but in how light and energized she felt. She told me it was like someone had turned the faucet back on. That's the beauty of small, gentle changes. When we nourish the gut properly, the rest of the body responds. We sleep better, we move easier, we feel less bloated and more in tune with ourselves. Chia seeds may be tiny, but their impact ripples far beyond the bathroom. Just remember, chia works best when it becomes a habit. It's not a one-time fix. Think of it like watering a plant. A little each day keeps the system hydrated, balanced, and flowing smoothly. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. And now that we've covered seeds, fruits, and grains, it's time to return to something warm and familiar. Something that's been part of home cooking for generations. But this time, we're not talking raw fiber, we're talking about comfort food with a purpose. Let's explore the soothing power of stewed fruits next and how they can bring both ease and healing to your digestion. 5. Stewed fruits, warm comfort that eases digestion. There's something deeply comforting about a warm bowl of stewed fruit. The smell alone, soft pears simmering with a hint of cinnamon or tender apples bubbling gently on the stove, has a way of slowing life down. It's a feeling many of us remember from childhood, when food was more than fuel. It was care. And the beauty is that same kind of comfort is exactly what our digestive systems need now, especially as we grow older. As we age, our bodies tend to prefer foods that are gentler, easier to digest, and soothing to the gut. Raw produce, while healthy, can sometimes be too harsh, especially for those with slower digestion, bloating, or sensitivities. That's where stewed fruits come in, offering a softer form of fiber that still supports regularity without overwhelming the digestive tract. When you stew apples or pears, you break down their fibers just enough to make them easier to process. Fourth, while still keeping their natural compounds, especially pectin, a type of soluble fiber that helps draw water into the colon and softens stool. It's like a warm hand on the shoulder, encouraging things to move along without a fight. What's especially helpful is that stewed fruits also tend to retain moisture, adding a natural source of hydration to your digestion, something many seniors lack without realizing it. Unlike prunes or chia seeds, which often need added water to work their best, stewed fruits bring both fiber and water together in one nourishing bite. You don't need a fancy recipe. Just chop a few ripe pears or apples, simmer them gently in a small pot with water, and maybe add a pinch of cinnamon, a slice of ginger, or a squeeze of lemon juice. Within 15 to 20 minutes, you've created something soft, fragrant, and deeply healing. And unlike sugary desserts, this is comfort food that cares for your body, not just your taste buds. What makes this approach even more powerful is that it fits seamlessly into a senior lifestyle. It's easy to chew, gentle on dentures, and versatile enough to enjoy warm in the evening or chilled as a midday snack. It's the kind of food you look forward to, not just because it tastes good, but because it makes you feel good from the inside out. A close friend of mine, Marion, began eating stewed fruit each evening after dinner. Just a small bowl. She said it was her new digestive ritual. Within a few weeks, not only was she more regular, but she noticed she wasn't waking up feeling bloated or stiff. It was a quiet change, but it made her feel more in control. And that's something constipation often steals from us, the feeling that our bodies still belong to us. So if raw apples or high-fiber cereals have left you feeling uncomfortable or bloated, consider trying stewed fruits instead. They offer the same benefits, but in a form that respects the changes your digestive system has gone through. It's about working with your body, not against it. What we've learned from these 5 foods is this: relieving constipation after 60 doesn't require extreme diets, expensive supplements, or uncomfortable treatments. It's about going back to the basics, using simple, natural foods in thoughtful ways that honor the rhythm of an aging body. If you found these insights valuable, let me know by commenting yes below. Your thoughts matter, and I'd love to hear from you. And so, with our final dish served, let's take a moment to reflect on what all of these gentle remedies have in common. They're not just fixes, they're invitations to care, to pay attention, and to trust that small daily choices still hold the power to restore balance and comfort in your life. Let's wrap it all up together in the final reflection. So, my friends, who knew that something as simple as a kiwi, a spoonful of chia, or a warm bowl of stewed pears could make such a big difference in our daily comfort? If you've been feeling sluggish, bloated, or like your bathroom routine has gone on strike, these 5 everyday foods might just be the gentle nudge your body's been waiting for. And remember, this isn't about chasing perfection or giving up the foods you love. It's about adding in what works, what supports you, and what helps you feel lighter, freer, and more in control. Because life after 60 should be about joy, movement, and yes, even regularity. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which food are you most excited to try this week? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, type 1 below. If not, type 0. Your honest feedback helps this community grow stronger together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the little bell so you never miss another gentle, life-changing tip. Here's to smoother days ahead, literally. I'll see you in the next one.